Hi, welcome back to Lakeside Quilt Making Arts. Number one, we're going to ignore the fact that my hair is still damp. I'm in a rush and I don't take a blow dryer to my hair unless I'm pulling it straight. Otherwise it gets frizzy. So I don't have time for any of that nonsense today. I have a friend coming to see me and she's bringing me a sewing machine. I'm so excited. So I did get my machine working. I don't know what I did. I don't know what I did to mess it up, and I don't know what I did to fix it. Not broke into, but I got into this section this morning. I took a little video clip. I'll put that in the picture, if not play it separately. But I started thinking about it after that needle broke. Can I backtrack a little bit? Some of you may not know what I'm talking about. In the video that I made that went up today, made it on Sunday. This is March 11th today, and I'm making the video that you're going to see on March 12th. So hopefully that helps to put some bearing on things. I was working on the Motor Blockheads 5 Group 2 Block 10. Mouthful, isn't it? And I broke a needle. I had my machine set to zigzag. I realized that I had the wrong foot on. So I went and put my single hole foot back on without setting my machine back to straight stitching. So of course it went to zigzag and it broke the needle. Well, then it didn't want to sew. I couldn't get it to sew. It was going to go clunk, clunk. And then pull the fabric down. I didn't want to mess it up. And I didn't want to spend an hour or two messing with it because I needed to edit the video and, get to bed at a reasonable time. So I thought, okay, I'll deal with it in the morning. Well, that was today. And I decided that I would look inside here to see what may have been jammed or knocked askew. Because I started thinking about it when I went to thread my needle and I was using the little lever that threads it, which works beautifully on this Singer heavy duty. It wasn't lining up with the hole in the needle, the eye of the needle. And I thought, well, how did I mess with that threader? Well, that was a stupid question. Number one, I should have realized that what happened was that the needle was askew, and that's why the threader wasn't lining up with it from behind. So I thought, okay, the problem is probably in here. So I opened it up and I just kind of went in there and pushed and pulled and to see if and touched and just gently on everything to see if I could tell what was going on. And nothing was obvious, but you can see where the needle swings back and forth. I should have taken this video while I had it undone, but the mechanism that allows it to go side to side for zigzag stitches, I moved that a little bit and just touched a lot of different things and without any force. Then decided I would rethread it, put this back on, I'd rethread it, put the bobbin back in, vacuumed out the bobbin case, and then try to sew again. And that's what I did, and it worked fine, absolutely fine. So I think something just got jammed, like a temporary jamming, and it's all good. I wish I'd figured that out last night, and I could have continued on and finished the block. But as it was, I was already pushing it. My day had gone long with my family outing that I had, and to be able to get everything edited and up for you guys, I needed to stop anyway. But I wish I'd gotten some of the piecing done on that block. But the good thing about it is my friend who's bringing me her sewing machine to try out, she saw my video this morning and called me up and said, hey, can I bring you Ted's Barbecue, which is one of my favorite things from Huntsville, and my sewing machine for you to try out. And she didn't know at that time that I didn't know at that time that my machine was going to get functional. So I'm like, yes, but if I get my machine functioning while you're doing your stuff this morning, then you're off the hook. So I did let her know that it's working, but she's still coming with the Ted's Barbecue and she's still bringing her machine. She's bringing me. And this is going to be so awesome because I'm going to get to explore the different features it offers and then know more about what I want when I upgrade to a nicer machine. I'm not knocking this machine. This one is going to probably be around for a very long time. It sews a straight stitch and it's reliable and it's sturdy and I know how to work it and all that good stuff. But there's just tons of stuff it doesn't do too, right? So I'm not knocking this Singer heavy duty. Great praise for this little thing. Affordable and does a lot. Lots it doesn't do, but it does a lot. So what she's bringing me is a Brother INNOVIS PS700. She had gotten it from another friend of hers, I believe is how that worked out, when she was wanting to put together some window treatments. And so she's already gone through the learning curve on this machine. And after I talked to her, I watched a video about the machine. So I'm kind of familiar and I'm excited now. At first I'm thinking, oh, I don't want her to be bothered. It's 45 minutes of a drive out here. I'm going to take her machine from her, but she's not a sewer like I am. So it's sitting, she's not actively using it on a regular basis. So I feel a little bit better about that too. And I'm going to get to explore the different features. It's just got so many of the nice upgrades that this little baby over here is never going to be able to do. So it will help me to learn what I prize in a machine. I believe its throat space is larger than this, and that's going to be helpful, greatly helpful. I'm going to have to adjust my table because hers comes with an extension on it. So I'm going to have to raise this up to full height. I'm wondering if my table can go down because I like that this is at this height, but I can't have her machine sitting at this height because it has a table that goes on it. And I think that would be helpful in quilting too. I might set it in there and see, and I will need her help in changing the level of this. I don't have to have help. I did put this thing together while I still had that hardware in my head and neck, but it's just awkward. It's really awkward when your head is fused to do things that you have to go underneath and look under. And then when you can only see out of this part of your glasses, it's just a comedy of errors. So it'd be nice to have her help here to get this raised up if I need to do that with this new machine. I think I would want the arm that goes on it. So I would need to raise this up. And so I'll be glad to have her help with that. I am so excited. Now, while I'm waiting on her to come, I'm going to go ahead because these pieces were sitting here waiting for me and they're already, the lines drawn on them and everything. I'm just going to go ahead and quickly sew them up. I know this is not a blockhead video, but this is kind of where I am. Before I put these in a Ziploc to wait on the other fabrics from Fat Quarter Shop, I've got most of my little 2-inch squares on here, but I want to wait until I get the shoreline fabric from Camille Ross Kelly. I want to wait till I get those to add to it before I put this block together. But I do want to get these half square triangles made really quickly, and then I'll put them all in a Ziploc, put them in my bin for the blockheads, and then I feel like I'm at a stopping place. That's what I'm going to do, but I'm not going to bog down this video about that. This video is being put out on Tuesday, so it's a technical kind of video. How much more perfect can you get than exploring a brand new machine? Well, not brand new, but brand new to me. And the skills that it has, those are all new to me. Like being able to make it go by pushing buttons, being able to thread it by pushing a button, being able to cut the thread by pushing a button. I'm going to be in heaven and lost. Look what I just made, trying to cover up the child's name for privacy's sake. But it says, made with love by Omi for, and then her name. And it was like that. I mean, super easy. I think I'm in love. All right, you guys, I'm going to call this done for this video so I can move on to working on the actual unicorn quilt with what time I have left today, which isn't a lot, but I'm so excited. This is going to make working on the unicorn quilt and everything else so much easier. But what I want to hear from you guys, number one, what do you love about your machine? What experiences have you had with machines? Have you gone from a Singer yourself or, a very basic Brother or some other domestic machine that's very basic? What steps did you take getting up to the machine where you are, and what machine do you want? Like, show me what your evolution is, what you would do differently, what you would recommend for me. I will take all the tips because I know I need something that is my own that does all kinds of things. And I can see myself repurposing a lot of the features that any machine offers. Like what I've seen recently being done, it may be Pat Sloan. Like she'll take an S curve, like here, I think it's number 46. I may have to experiment with that. And she'll make it a really long stitch, a long length of a stitch, and she'll quilt with that. And so she'll get a curve of quilting line. That makes sense. I could see myself really enjoying a machine that has a lot of features. I don't know that I would want it to really do embroidery except for, making a label, unless it's something that I get into at some point, and making labels. Actually, it would be nice to be able to do some embroidery along with some labels, but do I want to pay a lot of extra money just so I can put some embroidery on some labels? I don't know. I love the idea of thread painting, so maybe that's an area where I could use some embroidery stitches. I would assume so. I don't know. But I know that there's a lot here to explore. And while this is setting in my studio, I want to make sure I max out exploring what it can do so that whenever it's time for me to buy something, financially, when it's time for me to buy something, I can use the information that I've learned from this and I can refine that wish list so I can maybe make sure I don't make a mistake with my next purchase. My first one is not a mistake. That Singer heavy duty, when I bought it, I wasn't getting back into quilting. I just bought something that would last me so I could make some curtains or some basic things, and it would last and it would be heavy duty. So I got a Singer heavy duty. My daughter does a lot of different things textile wise and has historically, seamstress work and whatever. So she kind of guided me. She goes, "Yeah, Mom, you're going to be fine with the Singer heavy duty." So I took her advice on that, because she was much more in the know than I was at the time. I had not touched a machine in years and years and years. So all of the bells and whistles that's available now on sewing machines just blew me away when I started to learn. It's very impressive, very impressive. Of course, they come with a price tag too. You know what I need to learn about this machine? I need to figure out how to clean it. I don't think my friends cleaned it because, she's only had it for one project. And that didn't take her very long. And I don't know if it was cleaned by the person before that. So probably need to figure that out sooner rather than later. Thanks for being here. I really appreciate you being on this journey with me. Thanks for giving me some of your time. I know it's very valuable. I enjoy you. I enjoy hearing from you in the comments. We'll see you soon. Bye-bye.